Hello ladies and gents, this is Tree again with some more commentary. Today I want to talk about a topic in the gaming scene, which is colorblindness and games. Colorblindness finding games, that is. So, the reason why I want to talk about this is because I have a little bit of colorblindness myself, not much, but still. There are some situations in games or just in the real life where I have some troubles seeing some colors, some certain colors, some differences between certain colors. For example, orange and green can sometimes be a problem. White and green can sometimes be a problem, but only in specific situations, not every situation. Most of the time I can see colors pretty perfectly, or just pretty normal, I guess. So, in what situations I have this problem, you could say, like, what games does this happen? For example, an example would be Borderlands 2. I play Borderlands 2 every now and again. And in Borderlands 2 you have different item varieties. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the system, but in Borderlands works with a lot of loot. Now, loot has a different color depending on how good it is, kind of. So you got white items, which are basically junk weapons. You can sell them, you can not pick them up at all if you want. Then you got green weapons, which are slightly better. Then you got blue, then you got purple, then you got orange, which are legendary weapons, which doesn't work that often, but they are pretty good. Then you got pearlescent weapons, light blue. And then you got syrup weapons, which is pink, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. So, if you kill a boss in Borderlands 2, there are a lot of bosses to kill. Then they tend to drop like 20 or 30 items, which is quite a lot. And they got all like different colors and everything, and it's sometimes a little bit difficult to recognize what color something is. I have this problem myself. I think I even missed some good items because of this fact that I couldn't recognize certain colors, and I thought it was, this is a green item. And it was an orange item, for example. I've had this happen where like, oh, what color is this weapon? Oh, it's an orange weapon. Oh, right. That's pretty nice. I almost missed it. And that does happen. I almost missed some certain weapons because of the fact that I was like, what color is this? Is this orange? Is this green? I don't know. Same with pearlescent weapons, the light blue ones. I thought sometimes they were like white items. Because in some situations, especially with some backgrounds or something, it can be a little bit difficult to recognize certain colors. This also happened in TF2, for example. TF2, if, for example, an enemy sniper is far in the background, he's only like a few pixels large. And therefore it's more difficult to recognize colors because you have less pixels to distinguish what color he is. Because he's smaller, he's standing in the background, he's like, oh, what color is that guy? I can't see. I have to get closer to be able to see what color he is. And you might even see that in my gameplay. And also the background colors matters. For example, if you got like a gray circle on a white background, and you got a grey circle on a black background, that grey would look different shade of grey, but it's actually the same grade of grey. So background color also matters, and the light that's in your room will also matters. Like in my room where I'm sitting here, I got like yellow light. Yellow light slightly shines on my screen and makes the screen a little bit more yellow than it actually is. If there comes light from my side and the sun isn't shining, then a little bit of blue light comes in, you know? And that can shine on the screen. Also, it depends on what kind of screen you have, and what kind of graphics card you have, and what the color settings of your screen is. It all depends. And sometimes you can't really recognize colors that well, or you see the wrong color. And it does happen every now and again, but it doesn't. I mean, I started off this off as starting with colorblindness, so let's go back to colorblindness. So as you have to look this from this perspective. Of course, you can look at this at the perspective of the gamer. Like there should be games which has a colorblind mode option. so you can more easily recognize colors, and the developers should make an option for those people that have trouble recognizing them. They should do that, indeed. But you have to look at the two perspectives. You have to look at the perspective of the developer as well. Look at the both sides of the coins, so to speak. So, as a developer, making games costs a lot of money. I can't say this enough, I think. Making games costs a lot of money, time and effort. It often takes like years to develop one game. And often with a very high budget, depending on what kind of game it is. AAAs have insane budgets. Indie games not so much, but it still costs a lot of money, more than you think. So, as a developer, do you spend even more time, money and effort into making a colorblind mode option? Because making this option menus, they cost time. They're not like, oh yeah, let's just press some words into my coding and hey, here we go. There's a colorblind mode option. No, it isn't the case. You have to actually program everything. You have to run that option. You have to make sure it works and there aren't any bugs. So as a developer, you have to also think about the developer all the time. As developers, do you spend that time, money and effort to make that option? So you have to look at both sides of the coin. But of course, people underestimate the mind of people that are colorblind or have some degree of colorblindness, or just you sitting in a room where the colors aren't right, or your screen isn't right, the colors of your screen isn't right, and that can cause some issues in certain games. So in the games you either have to make sure that the colors are very distinguished, they are easily recognize the difference between certain colors if they are important to recognize, for example in Borderlands or in TF2, where you have to distinguish the color red and blue. Or you have to make sure there's a colorblind mode option so people can it will assist the gamer. You have to make sure that that happens as a developer. But yeah, as a gamer you have to write that your game kinda works the way you want it to. Anyways, this was a little bit of a rant. You're always free to say something in comments about this. This was Tree. Thanks for watching and listening. Take care. Maggots!